day 3 of my 365-day challenge. Now I kind of want to call it an adventure, mainly because if I say 365-day challenge, that might possibly be putting it in my subconscious brain that it is a challenge and I might not want to show up and do it every day. So that's why I was thinking I would call it a 365-day adventure instead. P.S. This is my second time recording this because I'm in Las Vegas and I was like 8 minutes in and then my phone said, your phone must cool down, because I was just sitting in my car without the air conditioner on because I didn't want it to have like background noise. But anyways, it is what it is, and I just thought that was kind of funny. So I'll do my best to remember whatever the heck it was that I was saying originally. But I always choose to think that my life is happening for me, so that was happening for me. So you know what? This round 2 is actually going to be better than round 1 was. So you guys are going to hear exactly what you need to hear, exactly when, and how I deliver it. So it's fine. Anyway, today I chose to focus on breathing. And there's a couple things. When I was younger, I remember my dad, like we'd always like lay in bed and like watch TV when I was little, because my dad, when I was super young, like 6, 7, and 8, I lived just with him. He was a single dad raising me, and he's the most amazing human ever in life. Like, I wish that everyone could have a dad like him. He's so amazing. But I remember him asking me sometimes, he's like, are you having a hard time breathing? Like, are you okay? And I don't have asthma. There's nothing like that. But throughout my like life in the past, I have sometimes really had a hard time like breathing. Like, I would breathe really shallow. And it was so just by default, like I didn't even realize that I wasn't breathing until I was kind of like, oh, I need to take a breath. And I talk fast. I talk a lot, so I have to remind myself to breathe. And today I'm working out in Vegas. I'm working at a convention. I do a lot of brand ambassador work. I love talking to people. I love sales. I feel like it's me getting to play my pretend corporate life, because I've never really had like a real job. Every job is a real job. You define it however you want, but a 9 to 5 type of thing I've never had. So it's kind of like my way of dipping into different industries. And today I was working in cybersecurity, which is super cool and like makes me kind of geek out. So yeah, I brought that onto the table because I knew I had to wake up at 3:30 this morning, drive from LA. I was starting at 8:30 and I was going to work a long day until 7 p.m. And I knew going in, it's a mind over matter game. That's all it is. And by bringing in breathing exercises, it really helps me. So I want to share with you guys, because maybe some of you guys have never thought about your breathing patterns or how you breathe. It's something that I'm aware of, and it's still like a new thing that I'm learning about. Like, I keep learning more stuff. Even today on my lunch break, I was looking up stuff about it, because I want to share with you guys different things, and just have a little bit more to offer. So one of the girls that I look up to, like a mentor, I met her in my coaching academy. Her name is Jen Ben. She taught us what she calls a life breath, which I believe it's a military breathing exercise. Some people call it a box breath, but I believe she called it a life breath. And it's where you breathe in for 4, you will hold for 4, then you breathe out for 4 and hold for 4. And you follow that pattern, and it actually helps you lower your heart rate. That's why they teach it to the military. When we take those deep breaths in, it automatically gives more oxygen to your brain. And most of us are only breathing with about like 1/3 of our lungs. So if you even right now just start breathing like even deeper, sometimes you might get lightheaded or feel a little bit of vertigo, but it's just because you're getting more of a rush of oxygen that your brain isn't used to, which is, it's good, right? So and I randomly also do mermaid work. So randomly I will try like breathing in deeper as long as I can, holding it as long as I can, so that when I'm underwater I'm also like being able to stay down longer. So I do the breathing exercises for a couple of things, but mainly it's so that I can stay healthy throughout the day. When I'm talking so much, my mouth starts to get ahead of myself, and sometimes I say things weird, or I'll start to, whoa, see, it's like subconsciously I just manifested that. I'll start to stutter, but that's like perfect. It's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. And I've been talking all day. It's like almost 9 p.m. right now, and I started at 8:30 today, so word. but it allows me to be able to connect back to right now. It gives that oxygen to my brain, also into my entire body, and it's super important. So maybe that's something that you guys can adapt to your life as well. And the other thing too is that I don't know a lot about this, to be honest, but I learned it from Engel's friend Rob, who is one of the most amazing humans that you'll ever meet as well. If any of you guys ever meet him, he's a phenomenal rollerblader. He's gone through the craziest journey. His life story is just crazy. They'll probably make a movie about him. But he does the ayahuasca retreats down in South America. He's done it for years and years and years, far beyond I ever knew about it, which Chelsea Handler is how I originally found out about it. But he came to our house. I was talking to him about that whole experience because I love transformational work. Never say never. I don't think that's really my vibe. I have a ton of friends who've done it and they've had a great experience. I don't know. I always believe that I can do everything literally through my own resources of self rather than any like outside substance. But again, I don't think anything's wrong with it. Like, I don't really believe in right and wrong in general. So it's like to each their own. But the path I like to choose for myself is a little different. And he told me that he was training with this guy in Santa Barbara, and he's like one of the leading breathwork type of guys. I didn't even know what breathwork was at the time. All I knew was this like life breath pattern. That's it. But he was telling me that when we're younger, we build these patterns of breathing, and it's tied into so many other things, like maybe limiting decisions we made in our life or beliefs that we have. Or you'll notice that when you breathe, that if you're really excited, you're breathing different. If you're scared, you're breathing different. If you're calm, you're breathing different. And if you're super aware of your body, you might notice those differences. Or maybe you can start bringing more awareness to it now. And so it's such a cool concept that, and I believe the Buddhists kind of talk about this, or monks will talk about this, that the first thing that you do when you come to this planet is you take a breath. Like when you first come out, you know, you're born that day. It's like you take that first breath, and then before you die, you take your last breath. It's like the first thing that we do and the last thing that we do on this planet. And a lot of the times people aren't really thinking about what it is to breathe and like what that all entails. So this idea of breath work, I want to keep learning more about it. And if anybody else knows anything about it or wants to share stuff with me, holla or send me a link, something, because it's fascinating. And Rob, with all the work he's done with the ayahuasca retreats and everything, he said that doing the breath work, that he got to whole new levels than even that experience gave him, the ayahuasca experience. And I thought that was really cool. Also intimidating, because I've heard the stories of what comes up for people. And to be honest, it's a little scary. You're like, damn, I really got to look at something, you know? But I did like that concept. And because when I was little, I would kind of almost forget to breathe, or sometimes when I'm talking a lot, I have to really, okay, Lizzie, breathe, you know? Even when I'm dancing sometimes, and you would think dancing, automatically you're just wanting to catch as much breath as you can, but I'll hold my breath and I'll literally finish dancing and I'm like, oh my God, I don't think I was breathing the whole time. And so that can't be good. But I'm so curious to discover more of like subconsciously what lies there. Like, why am I breathing that way? Anywho, so today was about breathing, and it helps so much. And I also do this exercise. My mom taught this to me when I was like 8. My mom was the person that taught me all about visualizing, manifesting. She was always just on another planet, to be real, my mom. And I'm so grateful for her for that, because she always had me thinking outside of the box. But anyways, she studied metaphysics and all this stuff. So one of the things she taught me was how to do a grounding exercise. And I remember I was doing this audition, and I think it was like, I must have been, I don't know, I was really young, like super young, elementary school. But as I was auditioning, my mom said, Lizzie, pretend you're a tree. And when you're standing there, right before you audition, take a deep breath in. And when you breathe out, you picture roots going down, down, down into the ground and into the center of the earth. And you ground yourself. And I literally, what's so crazy, and this is what's so cool, is when you're young, when I did it, I literally felt it. Like I could feel the roots coming from my feet into the ground. And now when Jen Ben taught me the box exercise, I do the same thing now, and I'll do this sometimes before I go to bed, but I'll do that breathing exercise. And as I like breathe in, I breathe in all these things within me. It's like a new visual that I have now. Breathe in all these things within me. I hold that, kind of like give it gratitude, and as I exhale, I imagine those roots or like a cord or whatever you want to picture. A lot of people do cords. I like the root thing. It's really funny. I'm wearing a shirt with a tree on it right now. But the roots go down to the center of the ground, and then I picture like the center of the earth, like where all the hot lava is and all that. And then I wrap my roots all the way around it, and it's like I hug it. And then I breathe out all of the things that no longer serve me or just anything that needs to be released. And then I hold that, and then I breathe in the life energy, like visually and like in my body. I kind of make what that feeling would feel like. Then I breathe in that energy, and then I hold it in my body. And then when I do my next exhale for that fourth part of the breath, then I release that energy like a white sparkly, it's always like pixie dust, like Tinkerbell energy all throughout my body. So kind of taking all those different things and putting them together from what I learned from Rob and Jen and my mom and all this stuff. That's why it's almost 9 o'clock at night, and I'm actually like, damn, I hope I can go to bed tonight. So, because it gives me energy. And I will say, like, at the beginning of the day, I didn't have the energy I have right now. It really was, I like had to build up from it. And there was a couple moments like on my drive in the first like 2 hours of working, I was like, oh God, today, and my brain would start to go, today's gonna be hard. And then I would be like, no, it's not. And then I would do the breaths, breathe in and breathe out. And really today I just did the inhale, exhale. I didn't do a lot of box breath. I did a little bit, but it was more just like breathe in energy, breathe in all of like the oxygen that's gonna feed my body right now, and then exhale any toxins and anything that I don't need. So these are just ideas. Like I am such a firm believer of do you, boo, like to each their own, live your best freaking life however you want, like be free, be the freest little bird that you ever could be. And there's no right or wrong way to do any of this. I think it's all about just finding what you vibe with, and maybe even breath work really isn't for you, but I would offer everyone to at least try it. Like just try it on, right? It's like if you don't like it, you don't have to do it again. But you never know unless you try, right? And it's all about, and I will say this too, if you're like watching this right now, like literally try it for, I don't know, a minute, like right after this, or even right now, start just breathing in deeper and exhaling deeper than you normally do. Like, because then you're actually in action right now. Because if we just listen to this and then we just listen, then you're kind of getting it, but you don't get it. You don't get it until you're doing it, you know? So it's so important that you just start something. Anywho, that's my spiel for today. I always want to try to keep these as short, I'm going to keep these as short as I can, because I want them to fit on the Instagram TV, which only is like 15 minutes, and now I'm already at like 13. And then also too, I'm going to dive in deeper with stuff on a podcast. I already made one episode that ties in with day one, and I'm going to do the day 2 one right now. Probably, I don't know, we'll see. Whatever, I'm ranting now. But bottom line is, there's a podcast I'm going to tie with this, because I do want to dive even deeper on these subjects if anybody else cares. You know what I'm saying? And I can prepare more for like the podcast. This is literally like a turn it on and just see what happens type of thing. So anyways, have a great day, morning, evening, whatever, wherever you're on the planet. And thanks for watching. Okay, bye.